All right, we saw the loonie there, of course, and Tyler Orton from Business of Vancouver are going to talk a little bit more about that and other things.
Yeah, if we're looking at the loonie just maybe a week and a half ago, we would have seen that it would have been below 80 cents. But the rally that we've been seeing in the last week, it's taken a lot of analysts by surprise. But of course, the thing that we need to mention here is that energy prices have been rallying. And in a note to investors, BMO Economics, they're trying to explain this big kind of upsurge in the loonie that's taken a lot of people by surprise, because there was the expectation that the loonie is going to decline even further in maybe the coming year, as far as 75 cents US. But that may not be the case going forward. So what BMO is specifically looking at is we've seen firmer oil prices recently. And number two, we've seen a somewhat softer U.S. dollar, which of course affects the value of the Canadian dollar. Number three, we've seen stronger economic data coming out of Canada. So that means maybe more robust home sales, stronger retail sales, as well as a little bit of bump in the inflation rate as well. And finally, this is what I want to highlight here is number four that BMO has highlighted as well is the Bank of Canada policies that were enacted. That interest rate cut, it took everybody by surprise in January, but last week, Governor Stephen Pawlas, he said, you know what, the worst is behind us at this point. That oil shock, most of it hit us up front in the first quarter of the year. So going forwards, even the Bank of Canada does not expect to have those huge economic impacts that were going on earlier in the year. So whether this is good for the Canadian economy, as I was saying in the last hour, a low Canadian dollar is good for the tourism sector, but there's other aspects of the Canadian economy that we have to keep in mind. So again, I want to point out one thing. TD did forecast that by the first quarter of 2016, the dollar would go down to 75 cents again.
Okay.
We'll have to wait and see.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Tyler. If you want some more details from Tyler, go to BIV.com.